In the quiet village of Umogwe, where the morning cockcrow was louder than the horn of vehicles and the evening were filled with the laughter of children playing by the moonlight, there lived a girl named Adani. Adani was beautiful in a gentle way, with bright eyes that carried both innocence and determination. She had lost her father when she was just 6 years old, and life had never been the same. Her mother, unable to cope with the burden of raising three children alone, remarried a man named Okongo, a wealthy farmer from the next compound. At first, everyone in the village thought Adani was fortunate. Okongo had yams stacked in barn, goats bleating in the backyard, and farmland stretching as far as the eyes could see. But behind the compound walls, Adani's life was filled with pain. Okongo never saw her as his child. To him, she was a burden, a reminder of another man's blood in his household. Whenever food was served, Adani's portion was always the smallest. If she made a mistake while sweeping, she received harsh beatings. Her clothes were old passed many times over, while her step siblings wore new wrappers during festivals. Worst of all, Okonko often told her, "You will never amount to anything. Girls like you are meant to suffer." Despite the maltreatment, Alani carried herself with quiet dignity. She would fetch water from the stream before dawn, help her mother fry akara at the village market, and still attend the community school barefoot. Her teachers noticed her brilliance, how quickly she dropped her lesson, how beautiful she wrote, and how she always come top of her class. But Okonko had no interest in her education. One day when Adani was about to finish her primary school, he told her mother, "Forget this schooling nonsense. Let the girl stay at home and learn farm. Who will marry her if she grows too stubborn with her books?" Adani's heart broke. But her mother, weak and fearful of losing her marriage, kept silent. Still, Adania did not give up. She continued borrowing books from her friends, reading at night by the dim glow of a palm oil lamp. Years passed. By the time Adania turned 16, Ogunko began pressuring her mother to marry her also a wealthy palm wine taper who was old enough to be her father. Elena refused, and for that she was beaten mercilessly. With tears in her eyes, she ran to her school teacher, Madame Chica, who had always admired her determination. Madame Chica listened, comforted her, and decided to act. She arranged for Adana to live with her sister in the city, where she could continue her education. Leaving the village was not easy. Okonkwo insulted her, cursed her, and told her she would return in shame. But Adana left with a small bag, her mother's blessing whispered through tears, and a heart full of hope. In the city, life was tough at first. She worked as a house help during the day and attended evening school. But her brilliance shone brighter with each passing year. She won scholarships, studied hard, and eventually gained admission into the university. There, she excelled and graduated as one of the best in her class in accounting. Years later, Adani returned to Umokwe, no longer the timid village girl, but a confident woman driving her own car. The villagers gathered in awe as she stepped out, dressed smartly, her eyes full of grace. She had come to commission a new project she sponsored, so no child in the village would ever suffer long trip to stream as she once did. Even Okonkwo, now old and frail, stood among crowd. For the first time, he lowered his head in shame. Adonai greeted him respectfully, for her heart carried no bitterness, only forgiveness. She became a symbol of hope for many girls in the village, proving that maltreatment and hardship could not define one's destiny. Adonai's story became a song the village elders told by moonlight. The child that is despised in the morning might become the pride of the village at sunset.